Hello YouTube, it's Emma Blue Eyes 10 here with another deck profile, and this time on the Harpy Ladies. Now this deck is only available online because I really do want to build this deck in real life, and I do have maybe about 10% of the cards, but sadly Harpies are a very popular favourite at my locals and everything, and everybody's kind of hanging on to the Harpy Lady cards, so we will not be seeing a real life version of this deck for a very long time. But here is the online version anyway for you guys to enjoy, and you'll notice there have been quite a few major changes. I might consider changing one or two cards around depending in the future, and of course I will do more deck updates and dual videos with this deck as well when I get the chance and everything. So until then, I hope you enjoy, and let's begin the deck review. So first off, I'm going to start off with two Harpy Lady 1s. When she hits the field, all wind monsters gain 300 attack, which is pretty cool. Then we have one Cyber Harpy Lady, which has got 1800 attack, so it's one of the strongest Harpy Lady monsters available, apart from Harpy Queen. I think she's actually got the highest attack, but just for the generic Harpy Lady, Cyber Harpy Lady's got the strongest one. Next we have one Harpy's Pet Dragon, a level 7 dragon. Its effect gets 300 attack and defense for each Harpy Lady that's currently on the field, which is pretty cool. Then we have 3 Harpy Queen. She can be used just as a beat stick, or you can discard her to the graveyard to add a Harpy's Hunting Ground from the deck to the hand. Then we have 3 Harpy Channeler. You can discard a Harpy card to special summon a Harpy monster from the deck in face-up defense position. If you control a face-up dragon type monster, its card's level becomes 7. So mainly this will be used to target, of course, Harpy's Pet Dragon in order to go into my rank 7 Exceeds, depending on which one I need. Pretty good. Or I can just use it for Massive Swarm if I need to get other Harpy Ladies Harpies out onto the field, basically. Then we have 3 Harpy Dancer. You can think of this as a G-Nex ally Birdman. You target one wind monster you control, return it to the hand, and then you can normal summon one wind monster. So this is great for bouncing back this if you want to keep using it and, you know, protecting it, because I think it's got one of the lowest stats of the Harpy Ladies, I believe. I think this is the lowest one at 1200, I think. Yeah, I think it is, but pretty good card there. Then we have 3 Harpy's Pet Baby Dragon. I don't think a lot of Harpy decks actually run this, but I do because I think it's a cute wee bugger, and especially with how Harpy Ladies swarm nowadays, it's got 3 really good effects depending on how many you've got on the field. If you've got 1 or more, your opponent cannot target Harpy monsters you control for attacks except for the Baby Dragon. If you have 2 or more, the attack and defense becomes double, so in other words, this becomes a 24 attack level 4 monster. If you've got 3 or more, once per turn, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy that. So if you've got like 3 or 4 Harpy Ladies on the field plus this, then your opponent can't attack other Harpy cards. This becomes a 24 attack beat stick for a level 4, and once per turn you can destroy any annoying card that happens to be on the opponent's side of the field. So I think it's really underestimated, and it's actually quite a good card if you use it properly. Next we have 1 Miss Valley Falcon. This is to return certain cards to the hand and everything. It's also a 2000 attack beat stick basically. This is mainly used in conjunction with a certain field spell, which I'll get to in a moment. Then we have 2 Miss Valley Soldier as my level 4 tuner in the deck. Then we have 1 Tempest Dragon Ruler of Storms. Because it's a wind type, it can add wind type dragons to my hand, so mainly it will target the Pet Baby Dragon or Harpy's Pet Dragon, depending on what I need. It can be special summoned by banishing 2 wind monsters or 2 dragon monsters from the graveyard and everything, so it works very well with this deck. For the spell cards now, we have just 1 Egotist. I was running 3 before, but I've cut it down to 1 because a lot of people did advise me on it because of course, the Serix sign, being able to get back Egotist from the deck or graveyard and everything, and also allowed me to have a bit more room for other cards. Speaking of, we have 3 Hysteric Sign. When this card is activated, add 1 Elegant Egotist from the deck or graveyard to your hand. During the end phase of this turn, this card was sent from the field or hand to the graveyard. Add up to 3 Harpy cards with different names from the deck to the hand. You can only activate 1 effect once per turn. So in other words, if you activate the Elegant Egotist one, that's it. You can't not get the second effect, and vice versa. This is brilliant for thinning out the deck and everything, and this is the main reason why I don't actually use any draw cards currently, because this and Elegant Egotist and Chancellor and all that sort of thing thins the deck out incredibly quickly. But if I do consider using any draw cards in the future, I might do, but at the moment I don't really feel the need to. Next we have 3 Harpies Hunting Ground. Some people have suggested I cut this down to 2 or 1 maybe, depending on what I need, but at the moment I'm okay with 3. If I need to change any cards around in the future, like I said, then I'll do a deck video about that. But Harpy's Hunting Ground is when a Harpy Lady or Harpy Lady Sisters is normal or special summoned, you can target a spell and trap card on the field and destroy it. Now this is mandatory, meaning it has to go off if you summon a Harpy Lady, whatever way, and if you have to destroy your own spells and trap cards, then you have to do that, so you have to be careful of how you use this card. Great for destroying Hysteric Sign in order to get its effect and everything as well, and just good at generically for getting rid of the opponent's spells and trap cards. Next we have 1 Divine Wind of Mist Valley. Now I'm not entirely sure how the OTK worked with this Harpy Lady deck or anything at the current time, but I'm using Wind Valley mainly just to swarm from the deck, so if a wind monster returns to my hand, then I can special summon another from the deck, so that's why Mist Valley Falcon's in there, although I'm actually maybe considering swapping it out, and also it's mainly used in conjunction with Harpy Dancer and everything, but I'm not using it for any OTK purposes or anything. It's just to swarm and use wind monsters depending on what I need. Then generically we have 1 Dark Hole, 1 Book of Moon. Then we have 3 Quillpen of Guldos, target 2 wind monsters in the graveyard, and 1 target card on the field. Shuffle both the first 2 targets into the deck and return the other to the hand. A compulsory evacuation device, or a Brionac effect if you like, and a mini Pot of Averies. Brilliant for recycling any Harpies cards or wind monsters that I need back into the deck. For example, if I want to use Chancellor's effect but I need Harpy's Pet Dragon back in the deck, then I can recycle that. I can recycle any of the Harpy Ladies. For any certain ways, if I want to swarm or use Elegant Egotist, etc, or even use the Hysteric Sign to its maximum effect and everything, depending, and with a bonus it gets rid of certain cards that are on the field. Next we have 2 Mirror Force because it's 2 Mirror Force. Then we have 2 Mirror Wall because, well, Harpy Ladies were a signature deck of my Valentine and I always liked the Mirror Wall combo, that's why it's in here, and most Harpy Ladies have low stats anyway, and it's great to spring on the opponent who think they can run over Harpy Ladies and everything. Then we have 3 Hysteric Party, which is just basically the massive swarm card of this deck, but you have to be careful because if it does get destroyed, then all the monsters you did summon go right back to the graveyard. So it's pretty good for massive swarming and then being able to synchro or XYZ depending on the situation. For the extra deck now, I have 3 Harpy's Pet Mirage Dragon. This came in very useful in the previous duel I had, being able to get around annoying cards such as the Blue Eyes Maid and everything. I never thought I'd actually have to go up against that in that way, but there you go. Its effects can only be resolved while it has XYZ material. This card can attack the opponent directly. Your opponent cannot target Harpy cards for an attack or card effect, so it's slightly better than Pet Baby Dragon in that card effects can't affect the Harpy cards as well, but only lasts for about 3 turns depending on how many XYZ materials, because during end phase you have to attach a material in order to, just as a cost or something. Next we have 2 Utopia, just as stall tactics and protecting the Harpies in case I get into trouble. 1 Bujiki Amaterasu. You're probably thinking this is a strange choice, but I'll explain why. I can detach an XYZ material, and depending on whose turn it is, I can either add a level 4 or lower banished monster to my hand, or I can special summon a level 4 or lower banished monster to the field. And this is mainly to use in conjunction with Tempest, because if I use Tempest quite a bit, I can banish quite a lot of my wind monsters, and any that I need back for certain things, then Bujinki Amaterasu can actually help out with that. Next we have 2 Gaia, the Thunder Charger, which is a 26 attack rank 7 piercer. This is I don't like using Big Eye in all honesty, so this is the other card I've chosen instead to use if I ever use my rank 7s and everything. And then I've got 2 Phantom Beast Draco Sack. I was running 1 before, but I went up to 2 now that this card is going to get a reprint apparently. It special summons tokens, and then you can use those tokens to destroy cards on the field, And while it has tokens on the field, this card itself can't be destroyed, which is not too bad. For synchros now, we have 1 Star Eater, which is mainly achieved through a level 7 dragon and a level 4 tuner. Then we have 2 Stardust Dragon, because it's a wind dragon type. It protects the Harpy Ladies because they are vulnerable to destruction. And then we have 2 Scrap Dragon to get rid of opponent's cards and destroying my own, which is not too bad. So if I need to destroy any of my own cards like Hysteric Sign, etc., or other things that I think I don't need, then I can do that. Or if I need to destroy any Harpy cards in order to get combos and that going off, and this card is pretty good at doing that. Anyway, that's it for this Harpy Lady deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. As I said, there's been quite a few changes. I'm still considering about 1 or 2 card changes in the possible future. But until then, I hope you enjoyed. We'll hopefully get more duels of this deck in action up soon. And we'll see you guys later. Take care now. Bye-bye.